Hi, I'm CJ Almberg of Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. Guys, we've got an exciting one sitting behind us here. This is a 2026 Logan Coach horsepower Chris Burandt Edition. This is one of the few out there on the market right now available. We've got a number of these on hand, a number of them on order. So we're gonna have a lot of these exciting Chris Burandt editions. It's been great to get, you know, Chris and Logan teamed up, and we're excited about it, and we're excited to show you these trailers. So before we start walking you through this one, showing you all the cool things on it, let's go ahead and take a look at the drawing because I'll show you how it's laid out. The one we're going to look at today is going to be a 31 foot on the floor. So when we say 31 foot, that is floor length. That is not overall length. So keep that in mind. We come from a horse and livestock trailer background. We do everything floor length. So 31 foot on the floor. This guy is 8'6" wide, 7'6" tall. We've got the side ramp, we've got the rear ramp. So this one's a Chris Burandt edition. So if you take the Zebros package, and then we're gonna add on some cool features that Chris has gone through and added to his edition as far as these Logans are concerned. We're gonna walk you through and show you all these cool features that Chris has put on them himself, handpicked them, you know, with Logan, and a great, you know, collaboration with them to give you this cool product. So let's start walking you through this. First and foremost, the Logan Coach is a galvanized steel frame with aluminum body. Okay, so what that means is it's not like black steel. Okay, black steel will rust. Galvanized steel won't. You're gonna get a lifetime corrosion warranty being the first owner of this trailer. Then they're gonna finish it off with the aluminum sheet, so it's gonna lighten it up, okay? So it's gonna have that aluminum trailer look, but have that strength of that galvanized steel in the actual trailer itself. You're gonna get an 8-year structure warranty, 2-year hardware warranty. So let's start checking this out. You're gonna notice a side ramp. So you can pull on and pull off. Now I'm just gonna start right here by saying if you wanna custom build one of these, they can be customized to your liking. So we just were at the snow show the other day. You know, a lot of customers like the side ramp. Some customers go, hey, I don't need the side ramp. Can I delete that? Absolutely. If you wanted to, we can build you one however you want it. If you have a little bit of time, we can set them up to your liking. We wanted to show them off, you know, based on how Chris put his first packages together. So that's what we got here. So we have the side ramp. You're gonna notice on this, they've done a great job on putting an angle to this ramp. So when you're naturally pulling your sleds off the side of the trailer, it gives you a little bit of flexibility by having that extend this way on an angle and then squared off on the other end. You see the caliber components on the actual ramp itself, even the flip overs on the ends, and then the transitions that we'll show you at the top of the ramp. But these are some components too. If you want to add these to a current, you know, trailer you have or something like that, our parts and service department can either help you install them or you can just purchase them outright. So we got that question a lot at the show. But again, this is great to be able to just pull right off the side of the trailer and have this big access ramp on the side of it itself. If you look up top on that top rail, okay, so one of the things on the Burandt Edition you're gonna get is you're gonna get 4 more of those marker lights on the top rail and bottom rail. We'll show you a little bit more of those bottom rail lights in a little bit because they've got a really cool feature. But if you also notice, they got these big 24-inch LED lights. Look at that, 2 above this side ramp, 1 above that man door. So you want to talk about a lot of light, man, these guys do it. I mean, it puts it out. You know, you're always going to be getting to places in the dark or getting back to the trailer when it's dark, when you're done riding, get home, unloading stuff. It's nice to have this light coverage. You got it with those guys. So again, 2 above the side ramp, 1 above that man door. So you have the man door access going in as well. You see it's got a fold up step, making it really easy getting in and out. You don't have to make that big, massive step up. On the door, another feature on the Burandt Edition is gonna be that keyless entry. So you can set your code. You don't have to lock it with an actual key itself, punch in your code, and you can hop directly in here into the actual trailer itself. So as we come in, first thing I want you to notice is this floor, okay? This floor is vortex lined, all right? So what we have is from the frame itself, we have an aluminum sheet underneath. We have 3 inches of insulation. Then we have 3-inch plywood, and then it's capped off with this vortex lining, okay? Vortex lining is like a bed liner. Everybody asked, how well does this hold up to the actual tracks on the sleds themselves? We had some reps with Logan at the show with us. we said, hey, what do you guys see? And they said in about the 8 years of building these, you know, horsepower editions, they've never had an issue with the floor with a customer. They've never had to do any warranty work, you know, have customers call with issues. So you want to talk about how stout this stuff is. This stuff is fantastic. Prime example of how strong it is we all know a pop can, okay? You empty a pop can out, you know, really easy to collapse, whether it's you step on it in your hands, whatever. They took Vortex lining, lined it, and then they took one of like their ambassadors he's a steer wrestler, big guy, can stand on the can, Vortex lining, it won't crush it. So you want to talk about the strength. That's what you're going to get this Vortex lining. So fantastic stuff there. Up here at the front, okay, check this out. You need some heat in this guy. This one's 31 foot. Start up at the top with the hot dog heater, 75K up there. The thermostats are going to be located at the back. So you want to talk about pumping air to the back of this trailer and keeping it nice and, you know, toasty for you. You got it with that heater there. Below it, you're going to have these cabinets. Clothes bar underneath there. You can put helmets in there. Below this box, and you see the vent coming up, there's a 40K heater below there. Okay, so that 40K is going to feed into these cabinets right here. And then also going to make its way over here to our boot dryer. So it's going to pump into this box itself. As you can see, there's this channel that runs, feeds into these tubes. They got holes drilled into them, so you can set your boots, you know, directly on there. You need to throw some gloves on there, you know, just set them on there, pump up the heater. So that 40K is working these components here. There's also vents on the outside, so it's not just trapped. It's going to make its way out. But then you've got that big hot dog heater up top that's going to, you know, go ahead and take care of the rest. And you've got your insulation on your sidewalls finished off with the aluminum sheets, so it's that sleek look. But they've done a great job on insulating floors, sidewalls, and also the ceiling. Same thing. You got that insulation and then finished off with the actual aluminum sheets up there. And I love that everything's white. And the reason why is when you turn all these LED lights on, it reflects off this white sheeting, so it really brightens up this actual trailer. I mean, you have the black on the floor, so you can imagine if you did a darker color, it would make it really dark in here. Up in the gooseneck, upgraded to the carpet. That's part of the horsepower package itself. If you look up front there, though, you're going to have a Xantrax 2000 watt inverter. And then this guy is equipped, this is a Burandt option, is you've got a 190 watt solar charger. So you have a solar charger on this guy. So again, we're wanting to feed, you know, power to that actual battery itself and keeping it nice and charged up. You see there's LED lights up there. You have the windows. So man, you know, you have these heaters in here. You need to spend the night in it. You know, you're going to be nice and warm in this setup right here. Okay, one of the other features that you're going to get is this drain. There's a front drain. Okay, so the Zebros has it at the back ramp, which I'll show you. But if you notice here at the front, there's another trough, and that's a drain here at the front of it. So that's part of the Burandt Edition, is you get that drain. So no matter how you're parked, whichever way, with these big heaters in here, when you start getting that snow melting, and that water's wanting to work either back or forward, it's going to catch these drains. And they're really simple to use. You just grab a hold of these guys and pop them right out. So as you can see, even this trough and the hole itself, everything's Vortex. So it's got all that Vortex lining on there protecting everything. Okay. There's hooks. There is hooks everywhere. So you got a nice big set here. If you notice, we have all these plugs. So part of the package that you're going to get with the Zebros is you're going to get some of these, you know, 12 volt chargers, but then you're going to get a whole bunch underneath, more hooks that we have underneath here. You're going to get 6 more of those guys, those 12 volt heat, chargers in the actual trailer itself. Okay. Up at the front here, you're actually going to have a touchless, you know, touch screen, you know, stereo in this guy. So that's part of the upgrade on the Burandt Editions. I mean, they've just done such a good job on all the charging aspects. You know, there's 12 volt. You got it throughout. You got a little shelf up here. You need to set your phone, something, you know, just to charge up. And then look at all these cabinets. You know, these are all aluminum. gas shocks on them. I mean, ton of storage on this guy. Okay, so you're gonna get an additional cabinet on the Burandt Edition versus the horsepower or the Zebros. Zebros are gonna get the 2 cabinets with the big shelf there in the middle we're looking at. The Burandt Edition, you're gonna get that 3rd one in there too. So great to have additional storage. I never hear any customers, no matter what industry they're in and how they're using the trailers, complain about a lot of storage. It's usually the other way of, I don't have enough. So as you can see, all the hooks going complete underneath these cabinets and shelf area here. And then you start getting into all these cool components. So we got drop down tables, we got benches. Part of these are part of the Zebros package, but then you're gonna get some additional ones on the Burandt itself. So if you need to kind of just spread out, you know, work on some stuff, drop these down, get back and just need to rest, whatever you need to, you've got it in here. I mean, they've got them all over the place. So really easy to operate, get out of the way. But again, these are items that, you know, you never hear customers complain about having all these type of items. Okay, so lights. You're gonna notice, I'll get some of these out of the way so you can really see them. You got the LED lights in the top rail. You've got your speakers up there. You got all those items, right? Okay. But it gets really dark down low. So Chris and Logan decided, hey, let's get some lights down low. So if we're needing to work on something down low, we have a lot of lighting. Look at all the LEDs on the lower portion of this trailer. You got plenty of light up high, plenty of light down low. Again, everything kind of reflects off of the actual white sheeting. And then he put these big strip lights down the center, okay? Check this out. You thought there was a lot of light before. There's so much more when you get these guys on. We were messing around with it at the show, just going with the LEDs standard, and then flip it on the lower, and then flipping these on, and boy, does it make a massive difference when you get this guy all lit up. You see the speakers on this top rail as well, so they're all spread out, so you got really good coverage as far as all that's concerned. We got a center point lift for sleds here, and then on the Burandt Edition, you're gonna get the 2 mono holders up there, so you can hang those guys up top. Fuel door, okay? This is kind of right about where those axles are, about centered there, but nice big door. That was one thing that a lot of customers said at the shows. They go, man, that's an actual big door. You can actually get in there. I guess a lot of them are a little bit smaller, so good access there. Also, notice on the lower part is this airliner track, okay? It's down both walls. And then as you can see, we've got some hooks. We use just some of our show items. We just, you know, set a sign in here and our sign holders and strapped them down. But you can get all these hooks. The great thing about the airliner track is you can set those hooks wherever you want. So it gives you a lot of flexibility when you're actually having to strap anything down by actually having that run that full length. And then they actually rolled, just on that lower portion is that vortex lining. So it protects that, but also when you have items, you know, like when your snow's melting and maybe it just tip this way, it'll hit that, work its way to the back or to the front to those drains there. Again, you have the shelf up here. It's got a nice big lip. And these guys are stout too. I mean, I can't believe how well they've built these guys. I mean, they overbuilt them, and that's not a bad thing by any means to have these. Again, we want this type of stuff to hold up. It's nice to have some windows too. You can see out, whether it's in the door or the gooseneck or right here. They're the frameless. You'll notice that from the outside, so it's a real sleek look to it. But you can pop these guys up, you know, pop them open, get some air movement in here if need be. You actually have switches at the front, some at the back that we'll show you as well when we get in and out of here. Oil caddy, that's going to be part of the Burandt Edition as well. So many people saw that at the show and just absolutely loved it. I know a lot of people are asking me, can I just buy that? I might want that for my garage. Even one of our guys here is like, hey, if one kind of falls and gets a ding in it, that'd look pretty good in my garage. So those type of things are really handy to have in here as well. Again, here's those thermostats I was telling you about. So they're towards the back. So again, we want those heaters to start thinking like, hey, okay, at the back of the trailer, if I've got it set at, 65, 70, whatever it is, whatever you want to crank it up to, it's wanting to push that air back here. So again, the registers are back here. So again, it's gonna realize, hey, I need to get all that hot air moving. The switch for those center lights, there's one up by that man door and one here at the back. So they flip on and off. I mentioned it's 31 foot on the floor. You're gonna lose about 2 foot at the front with those boxes. So, usable space is about 29 foot from that point back. And then as we get to the back of the trailer, you're gonna notice a few feet off the back, we break into that dovetail, okay? So it's a much easier transition going in and out of these trailers by actually having that dovetail working into the ramp itself. And then there's that drain at the back. Same thing, just pop the plug out, and depending on how the trailer's sitting, that, melted snow, that water is going to make its way either forward or back and get out of this trailer itself. So really fantastic to have that on both ends of this. Okay, this rear opening from the top of the caliber that covers that transition point to this point right here, you're 81 inches. You're a touch over that. They call it 81, so I'm just going to say that's what it is, but it worked out to be a little bit more when we put the tape on it. So keep that in mind. You're wanting to bring maybe some side-by-sides. Summertime, you want to travel with those. Utilize this trailer for that. Again, there's your opening there. You're about 7'9" on the inside of the door to inside of the door. Now, granted, this has the caliber components on the actual ramp itself, and then the cables for the cable assist. So you're going to be a touch shy of that, when you work your way into that. But then again, look at all that caliber components. What's great is again, this transition right here. So instead of having this big gap right here, this guy here just flips over, then you shut your ramp. But when you have it down, excuse me, really easy to flip over and utilize it. And then again, you've got it at the rear as well, actually at ground level. Okay, if you look up at the top, there again, you're gonna get those upgrades on this Burandt Edition, those big 24-inch LEDs up there. It's got a little bit of a kind of a tail up there. So it's gonna help try to, aerodynamically try to get that wind away from the back of the trailer. Those lights are down, so they shoot down on this ramp itself. Again, this thing has so many lights, there's no way you're not gonna be able to see anything. So, again, what's cool is at this back corner on the inside, I showed you at the man door, there's some switches up there. But if I start flipping back here on this back, corner on this side, this rear post, I can actually turn lights on back here. That's one of the things we look at on a lot of trailers is when you have multiple access points into the trailer itself, it's kind of like, well, if we only have one switch and I'm constantly going one area and having to go, what's more convenient? And sometimes it might be back here, it might be at that man door, but at least you've got the capability to turn the lights on from right here. Now, here's a cool switch. Okay, pay attention to these back lights here. Okay, this switch is for backup lights. So you have backup lights on this. So when you turn your tow vehicle in reverse, it's actually gonna light up. So it gives you some light here at the back of the trailer. Okay, again, unfamiliar places, getting home late at night, 31 foot on the floor, or lights on our trailer or on our truck, kind of worthless. I mean, we're not gonna get a whole lot of light coverage. But I hit this guy, this switch, and they actually turn on. Okay, so if I just need more light without having the truck in reverse, I can turn these guys on the switch. What's really cool too is if you look at the lower lights, I'm gonna hit it again. Watch these guys. See how they change? That will even do it when your tow vehicle is in reverse. Okay? And if you look up front, again, we've added more, button lights to this. Ahead of the axles there's even a few of those. I was amazed, okay? I actually took this trailer home with me after the show, personally. It was dark, got into my driveway, I threw it in reverse, and man, those backup lights at the rear of the trailer lit everything up. So did the sides. The sides were unbelievable. It was so cool. I mean, I could see everything. You know, yes, sometimes you have to worry about what's behind you, but sometimes you have to worry about what's on the side too. Is it a little ditch? I mean, there's a rock over here, a stump, whatever it is, that light coverage is fantastic. That is a great feature that Logan's come up with on the sides of these trailers when we're going ahead and tossing them in reverse, okay? So over here on passenger side, what's really cool is with the Burandt Edition, you're gonna get the two-tone paint. That's part of the package, okay? So on this one here, we did white, then we did black at the back. When we shut the rear ramp up, it's black on the rear as well. And then we chose to go with the black diamond plate. You can go silver if you want, but this one we just thought, hey, no, it looks better to just go ahead and have the black that kind of ties into the rest of it. Here's a good look at the dovetail, okay, that I was showing you in there. You can see it break over at the back. They've done a good job kind of skirting the sides because they've elevated it. We have no wheel well on the inside, okay? That's all the axles in there and how they're setting this trailer up. Again, one customer said, man, could I do this lower? I don't really mind if I have some wheel well in there. Yep, not a problem. We could build it that way, but these are set up this way to where they're elevated. Again, you have all that floor space to work with. But again, I like how Logan has gone in and skirted that to make it just more aesthetically pleasing by doing that. On this guy, it's a 48-inch spread on this. So you do have a spread axle set up on this guy. It's really going to help with weight distribution, maybe take away some of that tongue weight. But it's really nice to be able to set these trailers up with a lot of flexibility to set them up. We have bed clearance, but then the trailer's running nice and level. And boy, these spread axles pull so nice because of, you know, if you think about it, if you hit one big pothole here, that back axle's still on flat ground, and by the time you transition, you know, out of this one, it should be recovering on flat, and then that one's going into it. So it makes for a smoother ride. I mean, granted, we're probably doing it at high speeds, but that's what part of that spread really helps with. Okay, aluminum wheels. You see the black with silver accent. Again, it ties in so well with this color package. You know, the black diamond plate, the black at the back, and then you have the kind of that top rail, bottom rail that's silver. It kind of, again, works into it. You've got 10-ply tires on this guy. You have electric brakes, so you'll need an electric brake controller, which most of them have an integrated brake controller on a lot of these newer trucks, or an aftermarket. If you needed help with the aftermarket, we could help you out there. But again, there it gives you a good look. Obviously, you're going to get the Burandt Edition, you know, graphics on this guy as well. And then we work to the gooseneck area, okay? So this has got the enclosed front end, which is great because guess what? This is going to be going through snow and ice, right? So it's going to protect everything back here, just kind of keeping everything nice and clean as well. We've got two 30-pound LP tanks on this guy. Couple batteries. I know everything's kind of tucked up underneath there, but you've got your batteries. You also have a battery disconnect, which is located right there. So in the instances of, hey, I need to go ahead and just kill all power to this, I don't want to drain my battery or anything like that, accidentally leave a light on when you park it, just turn this guy to off. Okay, an additional shelf put in here Chris wanted, so you have a shelf down low, a shelf up high, just extra storage. Once again, it's nice to have. Got a hydraulic jack, so I can push a button and up and down this trailer goes rather than hand cranking it. You notice the vortex lining underneath here on the sides of the enclosure, so they've done a great job with that vortex lining. Everybody loves that. There's an LED light underneath the gooseneck itself as well, because there's no light in there, plenty of light, okay? Whether you're hooking up your truck, you can tip it down. If you need to get something out of that enclosure, you can get there if need be. Okay, coupler, adjustable, gives a lot of flexibility to go up and down on this guy if we need to. Again, the vortex lining here. The switch is actually right over here on driver's side. So I can be hooked up to the truck and still turn that light on or off from right there. The actual controls for the jack are going to be right here in this door. Again, real simple to just push up and down on this guy. I think I forgot to mention 6,000 pound axles on this guy. They're rubber torsion on it. But again, how cool of a setup is this? Again, we've got some bumper pulls, we've got goosenecks, we've got different sizes. We can build you whatever you want. But this is one of the very first Burandt Editions out there and available on the market. So I'm going to give you the stock number for reference on it. Again, it's a 2026 Logan Coach Horsepower Chris Burandt Edition. Stock number is 5N250847. We do take trade-in, so if you're looking to upgrade or downsize, we can help you there. Delivery is an option. We can potentially bring it to your doorstep, and financing is available as well. So give us a call. Anybody on the sales team can help you out. That number is 303-684-3400. Appreciate you tuning in. Have a good day.